Have you ever wondered how large corporations handle changes? Think about it. Some businesses are composed of thousands or even tens of thousands of employees all across the world. Successful organizations have hundreds of policies, procedures, and documents that give guidance to common tasks and problems that the corporation is required to get right every day. How are all of these policies organized? What is the process for change? All of the answers to these questions fall under the responsibility of a company's document control program. How's it going? This is your Supply Chain Pro here. Document control is a structure that organizes, categorizes, and gives direction on how policies and procedures should function within an organization. There are 5 traditional aspects to document control. A prerequisite to the document control is the creation of a standard header or footer that you will put on every document. This standard header or footer will be used to input the information that you are about to create for your program. Start off using 6 boxes for information, and you can always take away if you choose to have less or add if you choose to have more on each document. The first major aspect of document control program is the creation of a document name. Document names are usually pretty simple to create as they are a short phrase or a single word describing their purpose. A document that describes the company's vacation policy is simply titled Vacation Policy, or a procedure on how to process an order may be titled using the department name, followed by Order Processing Procedure. Once you have your document title, you can move on to the next step. The second aspect of a document control program is a document control number. Document control numbers are formatted in any logical and standardized fashion. Think of the Dewey Decimal System in your local library, or think of the federal or state law archives. These are forms of logical categorization that have document control principles providing guidance on where to put books or laws in sequence and in order. A document control number is traditionally 3 sets of 3 character spaces that follow logical sequence of rules. The first 3 characters conventionally describe the department or function of the document. The creator of the document control program must evaluate how they would like their database to be structured. It is advised to group documents into common categories, whether it be by department, purpose, or function. One example of what this looks like is if you have a maintenance department, creating a category beginning with the initials MNT. All documents used in the maintenance department should have this 3-character prefix. These include maintenance procedures, checklists, inspections, guides, and anything else that this department or function would use. Another example is with a human resources department. All documents that fall under the human resources responsibility will have the prefix HRS. These could be policies such as attendance, vacation time, progressive discipline, and procedures on how to submit payroll or benefits claims. A list of traditional department acronyms will be listed on the screen for your review. Please pause the video now for this information. The second set of 3 characters usually describes what type of document this is. A procedure on how to do something usually contains the characters SOP, an acronym for Standard Operating Procedures, while a policy that describes a company's view on the attendance program might have the acronym POL. This second set of characters further categorizes the document and describes their function. For a list of traditional acronyms used in the second set of characters, pause the video to observe more. The third and final set of 3 characters are normally numbers in a sequence. For example, the first document that is in a receiving department that is a procedure would end with 001. Maybe it's a procedural document on how to unload a trailer. The second receiving department procedure would have the same first 2 sets of characters, that's REC, SOP, however may have a document titled How to Receive Product into the System, and that would end in 002, as it's the second procedural document in the receiving department. If the company had a third document for the receiving department on how to do putaways, for example, it would be numbered REC SOP 003 as the document control number. This part of the document control program can be a little tedious, so make sure to pay attention and don't rush as you work on your document control numbers. The third and fourth segments go together in our program to communicate the date by which this document was issued or last revised and the document revision number. If a document was issued on June 17th of 2025, it would have that date and the revision number as issued in the document control header or footer. If that document was revised and republished on November 4th of 2025, it would have its information updated to revision number 1 with the new date present. This aspect of document control helps keep track of changes that occur on a document and ensures that the organization has the correct version circulating throughout the company. This aspect of document control is significant to ensure that processes and policies are being applied correctly and currently. Think about it. If there is a rule for a step to a process in June, and if that process is overhauled and changed in November to modify how the process is done for a different end result, doing the old June version could be dangerous in the event of a personnel safety or a food safety related hazard. Or think about it when the law changes. If a new law goes into effect January 1st of a new year, and in February you pick up an old company policy from October of the previous year that did not have the new law incorporated, you could be breaking the law as it is currently by following this old version of the policy and opening up your company to legal action as a consequence. Document revision numbers and dates issued help reduce these risks in an organization. The fifth and final conventional document control item is the name of the person approving the document before being published. The approver could be anyone with the authority in the organization who is either the content expert or the one responsible for the consequences of the policy. A human resources individual leader would likely be the approver of an attendance or a vacation policy. A maintenance manager may be the approver of a procedure on how to repair a piece of machinery, or a safety manager may be responsible for the content on a forklift inspection checklist document. In the event that anyone at the company has a question on the document, it is clear who the authority is and who is responsible for that document. There are other non-traditional aspects of document control that could provide value to the program if adopted by a company. Sometimes in large organizations, content experts may need to submit their documents to their manager for approval. Including the creator or the writer's name in this document header or footer can help provide additional context within the document control program. Another optional item that can be included in the document control header or footer is the company's logo or the company's proprietary statement. Including this type of content can communicate ownership and branding of the document. In the event that this document makes it outside of your organization, it can be easily identified with your company's information present. A final optional topic that could be included is an intended user position on the document. If the document in question is a maintenance procedure on how to repair a piece of machinery, the intended user would be a mechanic or technician that works for the company. If the document is a financial checklist that must be completed quarterly, this could have the intended user position of a financial analyst or a similar role identified on the document for further clarity. This is a great way to build training packets for employees that are new to their role. Once the document control program has been created and applied within an organization, it does take some effort to maintain. The documents within an organization are a constantly changing and evolving set of files. They could be referred to as a living program. Every time that there is a change to a document that modifies what the document means or has a substantial change to its use or application, a new revision number must be issued. New versions must then be distributed amongst the organization, employees must be trained upon the changes, and old documents must be destroyed and archived as obsolete. Each document or department must have a revision history log to help with backwards traceability of changes to the document. Using an example, if there was a procedure in September 2023 that was followed correctly that led to the distribution of something that was dangerous to the end consumer, and if that was discovered in January of 2025, federal authorities would perform a trace with the company, and understanding the old documents help the authorities understand liability and fault as well as determine the root cause and ensure that the current procedure does not have the same root cause risk. Document control is essential to keeping the complex structure of a company organized and effective. If you learned anything new today or have a document control story that you would like to share, comment down below. If you found value in the content presented in this video today, like and subscribe. This is your Supply Chain Pro, out.